Hello everyone, my name is Ujjawal Prasad, and today I will be making an Edpuzzle about the properties of operations. The first property that I want to talk about is a distributive property. This property lets you multiply a sum by multiplying each addend separately, and then adding the products. This property can only be used with both multiplication and addition or subtraction. My first example for this property is 2 times 3 plus 5 in parentheses, which equals 6 plus 10, which can be simplified to 16. My second example is 12 minus 6 times 4. This can be simplified to 48 minus 24, which can be further simplified to only 24. The second property that I want to talk about is the associative property. This property states that you can add or multiply regardless of how numbers are grouped. It can be used with multiplication or with addition. One example of this property is 2 plus 3 in parentheses plus 7. This can be simplified to 2 plus 3 plus 7, which equals 2 plus 10, which equals 12. Another example for this property is 4 times 3 in parentheses times 5. This can be simplified to 4 times 5 in parentheses times 3, or 20 times 3, which equals 60. The third property that I want to talk about today is the commutative property. This property states that order does not matter. It can be used with both multiplication and addition. One example of this is 2 plus 3 plus 5, which can be changed to 3 plus 2 plus 5 without having a different answer. Another example is 3 times 4 times 5, which can be switched to 4 times 3 times 5. Another property I want to talk about is the inverse property. The inverse property of multiplication states that any number multiplied by its reciprocal will equal 1, while the inverse property of addition states that any number added to its opposite will equal 0. This property can be used with addition and multiplication. One example of this is 8 plus negative 8, which equals 0. And another example is 3 times 1 over 3, which equals 1. One more property is the identity property. The identity property of multiplication states that any number multiplied by 1 equals the same number, and the identity property of addition states that 0 added to any number equals the same number. One example of this is 12 plus 0, which equals 12. Another example is 3 times 1, which equals 3. The last property that I want to talk about is the zero property of multiplication. This property states that any number multiplied by 0 equals 0. One example of this is 8,492 times 0 equals 0. Thank you for listening to my Edpuzzle.